imagination is free and moves forward swiftly, silently.
A zero pen on the forehead overnight. The shrunken head cadaver, unknown playwright. Slumber prone, undertone, control, stage fright. In the basement daylight, a flower seller's cover blown. Invited to a wedding party for Canaanites. Wretched and cascading, marked hoofs on a beach. Creaking hinge him, beg the marquee. Munition monsoon and loads glittering pinwheels. Vivid sex, sustained cage, centerplex cameo. Sucking the steak bite, hamstrung. Air intake, marriage vow with the cabbage crate. A dupe with them savings, ripe order ingrown. Inscribed votive cylinder refrain. The gnaw in the flesh while the breathing was slow. I'm a ventriloquist, watch the Epithecus whipcord. I'm using my own artery for a bookmark. Alternating check, infection, detachable eyelid. 8x10, carefully wipe, dry and replace. The punchy thundercloud, monuments remarkable. Ritual corner cutting the criminal court. A human womb, lip wrist, earthly kingship. Image worship in the promotional brochure. Outward appearance suggests an echo clang. Noted in the last chapter's aromatic track. Needful six-shooter, sandal with base mark. Mopped up a cloth with the jigsaw long. Receptacle rung, leopard house fanfare. Inner thoughts vanish betwixt and between. The cloudy free flow, crumbling bloodlust. Temple flag antenna that was flung for. The butcher's block cheap, entertainment in the dunghill. A cut bowstring, a silkworm thread.
I am home to the strain.
Dust jacket like a Daniel Carmine. I was framed for this test as I know my young feet contain the code that I can see. That I can see.
Of a bird, a kind of carrion crow. Why did you object to my shooting that bird? Because according to legend, it is the bird of death.
Oh, you're hungry again, huh? You're eating so much these days, you little rascal. But Dr. Nakama believes in feeding you well.
Pages from a tabloid to portray the android. A detention deficit, epiglottis, beta amyloid. Nails picture veil princess, hear the monster tails twist. The shell plint, the hell winds, the trail trip, the rail shift, the elements and fossil records. Wretched vines creep, seaweed bending, braille print on the bridge print. Cut out a heart still beating for damn sake. Hailstone on the pig star. The night thrust, the night thrusting. Is it hairy tunnel or bundle? Left you with the rubble with right thought. In the bed table with black tea. The vegetable, the temperature, there with the nightstand. A final insult with the big wife. Another mouth to feed with. Leopard spots, measuring footprints left in digestive juice. The local cremation club keepers leg bicone. A hobbit instinct, the cherubs in the war clock. Pellagra skin crawl, dotted with electrodes. Skeletal scaffold, spun like a drill bit.
Walking coloring book pages in the shape of children. It's all there with flamethrowers. Black and white, Viola, Tokidoki, rainbow posters. Donatella and spooky Zamba slink off the hatch. Pink mayonnaise and water softener by your baguette rolls. Milky Kato, death poems, maze ankle frame dragon to another episode. Foster despair girls, cherry swells, rolling Victorian castle and broken tank trends. Then I stepped out and yoked aboard the eggheads. Some tried to play dead. Go Piscay, sled, Dracula, parrot, lab, old pilot, swapping, ratchet and clank, silver, right life, stracity, elemental trash, tiger, manatee, shop the breeze.
Epsilon, aim to the job with hypothetical, tuberculosis, conjugal, actor, sober, the central cortex, psychodermatologist, whose fault it is?
And if he fell into the lake and was devoured by that monster, the ichthyosaurus, I have no doubt he died a happy man.
I'm an X-pack, guts flung at the breeze. Opera glasses crack, it's nothing to strain. Corporate life teaches drip, Hieronymus whims, cranial murmur, circuit the suction, opulent reds. It's teeming with life in here, it's quite severe. Shock treatment, phosphorus, 50 lets course to a web archetype. Clinical clothes, deep impenetrable, the memorable barber wired up Victrola on a sterile plant. It's nothing short of mutation. Cruel weathering, cadaverous, oligarchy lives to everything. Country proverbs whispered in the hexagram, gush forth like a door with Marley. Spread the cloth, heads marked with it. Fog condensation white from a demagogue looking like a slime reprisal, primal feast. Horn silhouette in the bridal suite, luxuriant mercury mortifies burgundy. Beach cobras pleaded a false oath. Hopeless eccentric that wandered a safe path with the final wing beat deep down a trapdoor. Turned away rudely before you evaporate the forefront of Scipio psycho taxiplasm. Cross-pollinated hypnotist eyes without a it's cloak billow, coffin surfboards. The covered attraction with the corpus of 1,000 saints. Hem-stitching beleaguered, sieges die-cast. Kidney shape, ear shape, sculptural specimen. Jaws unhinged and hung from a wide rack. It's just a stage set constructed by the white god and telescopic spore castrated on a tree stump. The organ solo chimed in timely. The cruel rattle played back the scrambled tape. Dislocated diving bell, onslaught insignia. The corporate bewitchery through the drapery. The bird might be handled without gloves. Foraged in swamp and river bottom speaking hand-fed. Wandering heights, scorched earth palsy. I speak of monsters ever waiting uncooled. It's fair to surmise a breath long held. The fungus gored and fossilized bone pile. A carapace, deprivation case. Stargram, gamma hydra 4. Stargram, gamma hydra IV. Botched operation, psychostimulant, plant food, blindfolded falcon, peck your eyes into a soup course through opera glasses. Watched you with the death throes, stepped across the lawn, autumn leaves in Providence. A bluish demon, playing the clarinet, saliva brine, hollow verb, firm to mortal touch, the tropic of Capricorn. Walking with poor clan, superstitious sailors split by a blunderbuss, a smoldered body beach, butchered by brainwave. Spellbinding, gentle humming with spattered chest set. The sea garbage on the surf. Homesick in mud bakes, gas lamps, water bunk tablecloth, matted and framed, cannon blasted, carcass coil. Faithless diving from a ship that will soon sink. The tender mercies raise a strop. St. Genevieve in the private chapel, anchor chain busted. Guts creep, fever pitch, rotted near Cairo. Sequestered, eyes rolled back white. Spasmodic undercurrents defecating pantomime. Bark of the tree shaped like a shoulder dreadnought. Grown accustomed to metal grating. Cobbled streets, the color of atrophy, muscle clubs. A flaming shot from a swan beak. Glanted coats approach, mangled body floodlit. A watchdog jumping with hysterics at a dad's grave. On a platter, waited, carried some more barley. Arterial rope called around a planet's circumference, a deep goal, a microcosmic constellation.
From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. Wax Wayne, acid rain, hazmat, page stump. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. Wax Wayne, acid rain, hazmat, page stump. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended. From a school of thought, the think a week suspended.
The dying recluse stands to his estate. Flush pipes swirl from a levitating abattoir. Muzzle flash, Magritte's egg in a gilded cage. I was knocked unconscious with the candlestick. Cremation parlor, rancorous wicksaw, betrothal, told her maybe get mobile. I told you, wounds from the flogging, noxious perfume wafting, flowers emerge from her mouth, assembled as truce between thumb and forefinger, a pile of banknotes. Gesturing for prayer, draws a flag to the storm cry. Posthumous portrait of a close friend, pinprint. His ruby throated, clucks I blush the name. I build ghosts, might feel closer to landmines, the White Lodge. Frontier stigmata overslept, buried to the neck, carried through a thread, dampy to object, steeple pointing bell, tampy from the cleft, storefront scorched up a quartz crusted buggy hearse, Neapolitan cameo, road tripping on earth, nightmarish tapeworm craving behavioral data breach, violated by a single nail in hush tones, black Orpheus, the winged octopi legion, begat from a sea fountain. I brought the flotsam, a glory felleth not before an emphasis was cloudscape like wax and flux. Trust Byron's cranial cup subsided. Now I'm winding a pocket watch, multi-formed into the turbic apparatus with nerves and veins. Secret mensual, stocked at a hotel, lifting a hinge of lead with petrified metacarpal. Bottom rung engraved in names of coffin.
Your punchlines draw pentagrams, everything connects. Ancient knowledge, 360 degrees, Metatron orbits. Time is an object, meta-programmed by my conscience that moves like ether inside my godhead. Oval portrait opens portal vortex through the eye of Horus into the mind of horrors. Leave you lost walking down halls in my house of mirrors. Edward, my hands are scissors, projected headward, bathed in red rum. Nocturnal prowess, cover days in darkness. Split blood seas and move mountains of carnage. Teacups of madness, stirred spoons spent by thoughts, ether-sphere born. It's the real form, eternal spawn, at near dawn, triple sunrise, Orion star sign. Cannibal, night supper time, arms, legs, grapes and wine. I share 22 slices of pie 7 ways around round tables, with Pythagorean mystics below pyramids, in the midst of Kemetic architects unfolding scrolls, decoding a celestial course in tongues from Dogon to Sirius.
Specialty known as plastic surgery. The ugly into the beautiful, the maimed and the deformed. Somebody's gonna get past that.
Is the secret of eternal life just around that corner? Today, medical science patches up mutilated bodies, transplanting human skin, eyes, limbs, even vital organs. Is the next step the transplantation of the human brain? The human brain. The brain cells are being reactivated by an atomic fission produced in the cyclotron.
Tempted to descend, Fiercely from the landforms, a sacred hypostasis drifts as a vulture bird. Amid his floating by, it spread like an arc, nativity facade. The wind waft befell me, bestowed holy orders in the form of a document. Fasting could do sedation, fever, wound gate. Relieve the suffering that went unheard. Construction committee, book set this ration stamp. Unfit to perceive such a fresh jug full. The lucid narcoleptic with a mule brain. A slumber master once dwelled a wailing wall. The snakehead lighthouse, peacock bald back. The gifted intrusion doesn't get touched post-mortem. Came to be uplifted, counting riverbeds. Something far richer than a standing joke. Sympathize and tie seven. Not the blush, strung bags of birdshot. Epileptic wind shot. The rapids getting stronger on my way to church. Structural purity had run its course. With self-restraint as if a saint had died. Former president's initials for a mosaic. Print formal wear cell. Electric call bell. The upper parent scared of a thinking nightstick. The jealous and flailing, mainly an heirloom. On intimate terms, shaving parlour, peak shift. One hell of a mindless hush. Surgical knife ripping, abdominal cord clog. Perceptive grouping, big pox, curling hell. I dumped myself to train station to the cupboard. Good day, go with peace, and build a crib.
In Search Of has investigated the mystery of many ancient monuments, the pyramids, Stonehenge, and Easter Island. A solution to these puzzles may be concealed in Florida's Coral Castle. This monumental structure was created by one man with his bare hands in the 20th century. What strange forces created this castle of secrets?
Dark crime fetish jaw, homicidal birded basket, alchemical cauldron, nine-headed serpent clasp. Capers draped around the shoulders. No small wonder to spit back, pivot, fractured laughter, appalling blunders. Sad commentary, often muttered, nervous, gassing, avoiding imagined attack. Inverted caps, bell-shaped mounds in the bone tone. Clawed sudden sensory withdrawal, firing squad dropped in solemn numbers, revenant, reclaiming contact with eternal force feeding. All vulnerable vital points in turn. A small burial plot, carved and fixed. Raise the arms of the circle, intersecting ribs of arches. Picturing a hexagon, astonishing height, superficial, over bubbles, copulation, dominating, ovulating, carrying it. Alone in a quiet place, along this runs a passage, nailed into a coffin. Purely functional device.
The missing link, Byzantine king, spoon bending confessions through high noon western sessions. The government covenant as I function like the sun, nothing, no conundrums can cover it. Spear of Odin, satin robe, sit folded, hovering, shoulder holds a gun stock as a structuring. Shutters drawn, zombie trying to eat me. I can't make out them muttering through the fields as we running in. Moving fluid through the sewers, beneath the streets, don't need the lures. You might catch me with a course, I'm still pure. On a spiral galaxy tour, fewer madness and pageantry for a cure. Disintegrate, mass cataclysmic through scourge words, fuel secluded vision, dueling with the ghouls. Rouges from the Brahma pool, Maywell drool, confusing fool, judo used as my tool.
Forward the correct linkage, breaking the horizontal silhouette. Dying peacefully in bed, sides of a polygon. Relocating bones, bones of being exhumed. Power to withstand extremes of giant gateways, ascending aorta ornamental sculptures, principal theme, hanging from the center of a nave display. We interlock the fingers with disclosed prowess and absent jud, ambulatory chapel light. Parting the veil facing north, a garland of angels frayed, forbidden to possess weapons noteworthy. Fist striking forcibly the worshiping populace. One skilled in the dark arts, crossfolds of the mantle, someone is watching the rose. Like a whale, slung between the sense of oneness, exhale the emptiness. Slung between the sense of oneness, exhale the emptiness. White swelling, scurvy, scrofular 25 rocking chairs, unhitched horses, luminous light. Jilted 1100 who lit it, 78 steps, door painted green for 10 cents. Electro dabbing, bell twice rung. The Nash scuffs, the rock gate. Repentance cornered, knife crested, alternating current, polyphase, the shadow graph, airborne streamers lay, considered the water cliff. Close range, hematoma bone from a high cliff. Slip through an opening, deafening beak law. Malicious gossip spread through the workshop, with each new onrush gulped on the great reef. Graceful curve with the tide came. Lady sees it, trees it, aggressive outburst. Musical interlude, genuine lunatic, imperial sanction. Vermouth curfew, projection is debut. Crying in public, old innkeepers pepper the death chart. With downcast eyes as an homage, elbows propped on the surface of a weather vane. Commonplace Ouroboros gibberish to tear for topology for the ungrateful subject. A drawer of closed hush, cicada intercourse. My poor companion to the owl egg. 5 rhythmical drama, telltale grab. Tore up station that precedes exclaim. A used room mirror glinted from a monocle. Unthinkable, theft of a domain. The evening meal of the brain lobe. A thick cabin bear mask, worthwhile. Cheerful noting, underpinned, revolt. Plying a trade that was misled. Outlines silhouetted to the dying plea. Ordering tradition to vague contemplation until the hour of my absence in the palace of penance. Curtailing public appearances and inevitable glutes, carrying me of an unspeakable eternal calling. Aesthetic isolation, searing portrayal. No frame of reverence, solitary vice, obsessive praying, facing the observer, puppet-like condemnation of ablutions, trying not to tremble.
He goes thinly and then out and stopped up. I ain't drop out, I got up, walked out and stopped up. College from self-taught, they offer you college. Homeless, I'm boxed out. Got your little boy stop. Live in the woods, live in the woods, live in the woods, shooting fish heads and bears. Stop here. Escalate contents and elevate offense. Elements. Elements nonsense. Elements nonsense. Elephants knocking. Entire world made for elements nonsense. Elements nonsense. Entire world made for marks in my parchment. It's not that complex. They tried to tie. I spaced out and slept through it. Wrote with an army. United Carmine. Where is that voice from? Sometimes it feels like I ain't got my own shot. Or see through my own eyes. That's a core mine. Working that diamond. 3 arcs of old eyes. Yo, what my doom say? Fuck it, that's hearsay. Catch me in person, cause digital's theirs. Ain't no way to cure me, I'm sick with that hunger. Chew up a village and get up and wander. I got my physical psychic. Might be invisible, but yo, he's psychic. His head's funny.
Yo, rumble your Pink Panther, Luna, Dorset, Jiggy Stem, Glass Puma, Endorphin, Ruin Rumble, Column Crossing, Stumble on a Desert Fortress, like a Chinese pirate, the Loch Nessa, the retarded, exquisite sword playing with red quartz blades. You're a million clip at your mates, jump from your red roof, change from the owl icicle tree to the Colombian village ghost, toast to the ghost, the moat is running tandoori red, my eyes bled, crystalline, Prussian armory is invaded, by Rastafarian garments. I'm a shape-shifting strangler, dragons in Catalonia, peacemaking monk in Venice to a levitating Houdini with fire painting brushes. I make queen blushes, have a head, millions of head trolls, catch my ropes. I make your head blunt like a pope, like a seahead, make charge internally bleed. I got the vices and air shafts, posters and crystal drafts, shadow puppets, opium theater, lantern twanging, smuggler, vortex of a purple dread protruding from my head. I'm an incomprehensible irony, perception, deception. The clock is in a Turkish catacomb with red fireflies. My clocks are drooping, my eyes are protruding, playing accordion, I'm thumping, Sandori, Tandoori tunes. Harvest, Moorish, the crops, my yeast is like Ampuesca in my heart. I got paint and greyhound's bark, cut a sock, Clark, optician, from the halls of the Black Wolf, surrealistic sermon, the druid puke.
Play together in the old disused cemetery of a provincial town. We would explore the vaults whose heavy iron trapdoors we were able to lift. And would climb up again into the daylight, where an artist from the city would be painting in a picturesque walk with broken stone columns scattered among the dead leaves. I'm obliged not to believe. There is no point of departure.
Stripped in bed with a post-hypnotic, missing facial tissue with a coma rays. It coincides with drowning in a pathless trash, pickled in a lap jaw, flickered with mirage. Lowered in a on-chance restless movement. The wine so red, repeated nuzzle plight. With more eating rags forcibly removed. A word of compassion, tree of wooden clogs. And I'm far from cheerful threats or value. My skull blown out with a candle snuffer. Will you draw the curtains in the fawn stack? Beyond love's reach, clairvoyant drugs. Wafer and chalice, predatory rev. Left nothing standing on is always sweet. On raised for a blessing, forehead brush with a finger glimpse on a brow delayed. Count, test, drag up a slow in the gospel. Find phrases bold from the blue. All this grace, safe assumption, hot water mark flooding every need with bad through a looking glass. Devotional picture, marrow map on pitted, beautiful dome top with amputated arms. Powerful chorus plainly spoke. Holy guts with tweezers on a bed quilt. Speckled horn caught in a living eye. Famous watchmaker bro with tradition, something bitter. Well Mars and Jove intensive treatment, commonly depicted. Clutched the core, nation hurled into a lake. Dispatched with a thwack by a candelabrum corkscrews. Banquet table, griffin leg, benefactors kill over pray tell. Where within the kingdom were you went with rods held together, touchy, well wishing soppy gloss. overture accepted with a root slam exhausted, leaf surge, field test, kaya night, flame, snot, bots, leaf flukes, harmless mimic, pear, blossom, rag, ball, hit it, falls twice or thrice, sociable birds and growing rank. Advice dispensed unwanted, the cure for giddy, worm, slowly winding, turn by turn, on a stick until it crawls free. Glabble breast, hypocrite, tingle felt distinctive, double crown of rock, fork, tail, telegraph, root, bed, long, dirge, proverbs, on birds, proverbs.
Percorre il miglior acqua e alza le vele, ormai la navicella del mio ingegno, che lascia dietro a sé marsi crudeli. Canterò di quel secondo regno, dove l'umano spirito si purga, e di salire al ciel diventa degno. A cui la morta poesia resurga, o sante muse, voi che vostro sono, e qui Caliope alquanto surga, seguitando il mio canto con quel suono, di cui le piche misere sentiro, lo colpo tal che di sparar perdono.